Ruben Selles is set to be the next Hull City manager. Hello there and welcome back to the HullCityFanCentral YouTube channel. We're a week plus on from the sacking of Tim Volta and it sounds like we may have our man to take charge of Hull City for the future, we will say. Ruben Selles has been officially contacted by Hull City and apparently he has said his goodbyes at Reading, ready to take charge of Hull City for this Saturday's upcoming fixture where Blackburn Rovers will visit the MKM Stadium for what will be a big test not only for Ruben Selles in his first game in charge of City but also for the club itself. 5-game losing streak coming into Saturday's fixture. Hopefully Ruben Selles, if this deal comes over the line, will turn things around. So in this video today I'm going to go over all of the breaking news around Ruben Selles as he could possibly be announced as the Hull City manager today. I said in my video yesterday, if the new manager isn't announced by the media slot on Thursday, when the manager and the player come and do a bit of a media junkie, to sort of prep for the game, give the ins and outs on what is going to be expected of him in the game. If it's Andy Dawson there, I think that it would have been Andy Dawson in charge, ready for Saturday. As I'm recording this, there's been no media sort of interview, press conference thing with Andy Dawson, with Ruben Selles, with Adjun, with anybody. So we're a little bit in the dark, but by the sounds of things, if Ruben Selles does go over the line today, he will be in charge, ready for Saturday. So, Ruben Selles has been officially contacted. So, as I said in my video yesterday, Hull City have to contact Reading to basically say, we want to take your man as our manager. Can we engage in conversations with him? And for that, Reading have to go yes or no. Luckily, yesterday, Reading said yes. So that means that the official contact has been made between both sides. Reportedly as well, during the negotiations with Hull City and Reading over the ability to contact Ruben Selles, apparently Hull City made a proposed bid to Reading, of course, for that compensation package. Of course, Ruben Selles is in his contract at Reading until the summer of 2026, so he's still got a year and a half left on his deal there. So the Reading owners will be looking for a compensation package, and apparently Hull City are willing to provide that, albeit a small compensation package is being reported. So that's a bit of an interesting one. Of course, Reading's owners aren't the best, as we have seen over the past few years. So maybe that is into it why. And Reading reportedly have somebody to take charge once Ruben Selles does leave. So apparently he was at the training ground in Reading this morning, ready there to say his goodbyes to the squad. So I will be going through the Hull Live article reporting about all of this. Ruben Selles is expected to be named Hull City's head coach after agreeing to take over at the MKM Stadium, and he could be in place before this weekend's fixture, where Blackburn Rovers will visit the MKM Stadium. Things have moved quickly in the past 24 hours. They certainly have. Yesterday, I said it could be any one of 6+ candidates that were reported in when Adjun did his little bit of press the day beforehand. Yesterday's video, it was like, I don't really know. I don't think it will go over the line. I think Andy Dawson may be in charge. Whereas today, I'm almost certain that Ruben Selles will be at least announced before Saturday's fixture. So things have moved quickly in the past 24 hours once City were given formal permission to speak to Selles by Reading, as I've just mentioned, who were understood to be receiving a 6-figure sum for compensation for the 41-year-old who is contracted until the summer of 2026, as I have said. Selles emerged as Adjun's #1 target to replace Tim Volta, who was sacked last Wednesday afternoon after the aftermath of that 2-0 defeat to Sheffield Wednesday. The same Sheffield Wednesday side who have won more games at the MKM Stadium this season than Hull City. The Spaniard is understood to have been at Reading's Bearwood training ground on Thursday morning for the final time to collect his belongings and say his goodbyes to the players and staff, as he's built such a strong bond over there in the past year or so, given the difficult working environment with the club, of course, with the owner situation. Selles, who took over in summer of 2023, has had contend with a host of off-field calamities, which have engulfed the stricken League One club following their relegation from the Championship. A flurry of point deductions, fines and transfer embargoes has made life at the club difficult for Selles and his staff. So to say that that's all been going on, he's been not able to sign the players that he wants to because of the transfer embargoes and because of the owners. They've had points deductions, they've had fines, he's been going times where he's not even been getting his pay wage. It's been going at Reading, like players haven't been receiving being paid off stuff. To say Selles has managed to turn that Reading team all right out in League One, and I presume that if all these things weren't happening, Reading would be back in the Championship and there would be contending around mid-table. With given the opportunities of what Hull City have, with what Adrian has, and with the club as itself, Selles can thrive, I think, here. If you want to take away the external factors of what he's had at Reading, he's done a good job over there. And to put him in the positive aspects of what is happening at Hull City, of course, there is some negative aspects that go along with that, of course, with any club, and Hull City being one of the craziest clubs in world football. But I think Selles will thrive somewhat at Hull City. I don't want to say that he's gonna be an excellent manager, going to get his promotion and all sorts, and then he flops a bit like Tim Volta did. But I do think that there is some positives to be drawn early doors from Selles. Tuesday night, they got an emphatic 3-0 win over Cambridge United, and that was their 11th home win in 12 games, which moved them into the top 6 of League One, just months after recovering from being 10 points adrift of the bottom of the table before recovering to survive with 9 points to spare. So he's used to getting out of a relegation fight, which will be his first job at City. Interim head coach Andy Dawson and Xavier Simons, are scheduled to speak to the club pre-arranged press conference ahead of Saturday's home clash with Blackburn Rovers, a game City must win because of course, they are winless since the turn of October. So, yes, interesting that note that Andy Dawson and Xavier Simons are scheduled to meet the media. We'll see if this goes ahead. I will be posting this video earlier than usual. I usually post my videos at 7 p.m. But I feel like if I wait that long, this video might be a bit void and Ruben Selles might be the Hull City manager. So it's one of them do or die situations for City, and I'm going to get this video out ASAP. So if you've seen it a bit earlier, that's why. But certainly Ruben Selles seems to be a positive choice. A good decision by Adrian, a man who has proven within the EFL, within the Championship, of course, when he was was at Southampton, and then now at Reading. So certainly a somewhat of a proven EFL manager, albeit still very young. 41 years old, similar to the Liam Rosenior aspect of it. Of course, Ruben Selles a little bit more experience first team senior managing than Liam Rosenior. Of course, Liam Rosenior was an assistant coach over at Derby for quite a stretch of time, and his only real managerial experience came in caretaker roles. Of course, Ruben Selles has been doing a good job with all the circumstances going on at Reading, and as I've said, hopefully he can thrive at Hull City, as it does seem to be Ruben Selles, Barmy Army, coming to the MKM Stadium, and hopefully this is a positive turnaround for the Tigers. So as I say, I will keep you up to date on this channel when Ruben Selles is announced. As all things plan to go ahead, he will be announced either today, tomorrow, but I think before Saturday's fixture of Blackburn Rovers. So stay tuned on the channel for that by liking and subscribing. I will keep you up to date on everything else Hull City, as plenty more news will probably break around other things around the club as we look forward to the crucial home clash of Blackburn Rovers at the MKM Stadium on Saturday. So I'll see you in the next video. Up the Tigers!